Okay, guys, so for those of you who see my work streams on Monday, like the tomato thing, I'm going to be moving that to Twitch. I've done like some test streams there, and yeah, I'm going to be doing more work streams on Twitch from now on. I got them on Monday through Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I have another one on Fridays, including this Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. Yep, that's my new schedule. I also have game night tonight because I want to do video games again and card games and such. So that's with Ursula on Fridays from like 8 to 9, I believe. The schedule's on the thing. That's all in the link below. Thank you for listening to that. So let's get on to the topic. I've got a lot of people asking me very recently about how to deal with burnout, like how to recover from burnout, all this stuff about burnout. And I kind of want to say that I haven't really had a big issue with burnout in my life yet. I could be there in the future. Who knows? It seems like I would be someone to deal with burnout because I do a lot. I did like nonstop videos. I've had like comics constantly coming out. So I feel like I'd be a prime subject for burnout. However, an important thing to note about me is I do all of this full time. I have a whole day every day to work on all of this stuff. Back when I did have a full-time job, I didn't put as much out as I do now. So yeah, that's important to know. So yeah, I've had issues with kind of burnout in the past. Usually I kind of burn out on motivation, inspiration, and sometimes it's just exhaustion, but rarely is it exhaustion. I'm not typically someone to burn out for long periods of time because I don't really, because I check myself pretty much. So all of this either makes me like an expert on avoiding burnouts because I don't burn out so much, or it makes me the worst person to give this advice. So either way, I'm going to talk about the 5 ways that I avoid burnout. So number 1 is I'm never ashamed to give up. It's a bit of a meme with my friends, but I give up a lot. Like constantly. I will just be like, okay, I give up on this. And giving up is fabulous. Like, giving up is amazing. Wiping the board clean, starting from scratch, I love it. There's nothing quite as relieving as throwing in the towel on something impossible. Like, just admitting something is too hard for you is great, okay? So the idea of never giving up, always facing adversity head on, like, is kind of a meme you hear in a lot of things, like try so hard. Like it's a mentality that kind of leads to burnout in my mind. And like, you don't have to be some sort of superhero. You don't have to face all adversity. You don't have to face all adversity head on at the expense of yourself. It's okay to be like, you know what? That's too hard. I can't do that right now. I'm not going to do it. Saying yes to a challenge, super cool. I love it. I love going on a challenge. Like, I push myself. I do all of these things. However, saying no to something that pushes you past your limits, that's also really cool and admirable. And I think you should respect people when they just say like, you know what, it was too hard, I stopped doing it. It's fine. It's their life. It's your life. Like, don't judge people for it. Giving up is fabulous and perfectly admirable and great for yourself and a super duper awesome, important factor in avoiding burnout. So whether it's your major goals, like you need to do a major goal shift, maybe put a project on the back burner until you're like capable of doing it, until you're out of school, until you have enough money to not have to go to your job all the time, you know, like until things change, you can put a major goal on the back burner. And for daily goals, like when your to-do list is super crazy, it's perfectly fine to be like, you know what, I'm just not capable of mopping the floor every week. And you know what? I'm going to have to just not do that so much. Like maybe I'll reduce the amount of time I do that because that's hard. Maybe I can't put out a thumbnail every day. And you know what? Not today. You know, I give up on this challenge. It's perfectly fine to say no and super valid. do it. I challenge you, in fact, to look at your to-do list for today and strike off like 3 items. Okay? Don't be a completionist. Moving on. Number 2 for avoiding burnout is I value fun and enjoyment. I do comics because I like comics. I do YouTube because I like YouTube. Art is not a career path you choose because you want a stable lifestyle. It's something you choose because you like it. It's fun. And burnout's not fun. If I make a change in my life that makes art less fun, I don't do that change. I stop. I give up on that change. If my life changes against my will and things are less fun, I reorganize so that art remains something enjoyable for me. Writing remains something inspiring to me. And if art ever becomes like a chore, I don't do it because I don't want art to become a chore for me, because that kind of defeats the point of doing art. I might as well get a job that's more stable and more, like I might as well get a better job at that point, because if art's not fun, what's the point? And this goes for more than just making comics. Like if commissions sound like miserable, terrible things that would suck the fun and enjoyment out of art, don't do them. Don't do commissions. I'd recommend maybe like trying a commission and see if you actually like it, because a lot of times the things you think you'll hate actually turn out to be amazing. And if you don't have a lot of life experience, try new things. But if it really, really makes you miserable, you don't have to do it. Like if pursuing art as a career ruins it, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do any of these things. I value fun, and I think you should too. Yes, there's going to be struggles. Yes, you're going to have to push yourself, but it should always be fun to push yourself. You need to enjoy the idea of learning and changing and growing in order to get fun out of the more boring, mundane tasks of art. But, in the end, you don't have to do it. Have fun. Number 3 is scheduling breaks is way more important than scheduling work. And all this goes for more than just breaks. As someone who will work forever if I am allowed to do so, scheduling breaks and self-care way more important than scheduling work. It's important to remember that I am human. I need to eat, I need to clean, I need to chill out, and I don't have to be rigid about everything like that comes with scheduling breaks. Like I don't have to take a break from like 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. because maybe I'm not feeling like a break at that time. But it's important to have cutoff times for work and a checklist of self-care items that need to be done. Like care always gets priority over work for me, though sometimes though this is kind of like a paradox. This is kind of a paradox, but sometimes for self-care, getting things off my to-do list is what I need to do, and I think that counts as chilling, but that's like a dangerous line I don't want to walk too much. But sometimes I've just been avoiding something on my list and it needs to get done, and getting it off is the self-care, and then I can chill, because sometimes when you're trying to relax and you can't turn your brain off, it's just because there's something gnawing away at your soul and you need to get it done. But that comes down to scheduling your work a lot better and getting things off your to-do list, which is a whole other topic, I'd imagine. Either way, my biggest example of scheduling breaks is my bedtime ritual. I totally recommend a bedtime ritual. I used to stay up late, super duper late, into the night, 3 a.m. writing, and it was the best writing I have done. I would get so much writing done, and it was super amazing. But you know what else is amazing? Sleep, Being sleep deprived sucks. It will erode your soul. It is not fun. It's not cool. Don't do it to yourself. All that work I got done, sure, it was great, but the cost compared to the benefit of it was not worth it. Getting on a sleep schedule is really nice for me. It's another one of those just, an example of a self-care thing that I need to do. And in the same vein of that, I don't bring work into my bed. I don't bring work to my dates. I don't shackle work to myself when I'm off having fun, looking for any free minute available to do some writing. I used to do all these things, and it's not good for you, Keep your break times sacred. Keep sacred the chill, okay? Number 4, verbalize, write out. and share your feelings. Like any one of these things, really important. A lot of the time when I'm stressed, and I get stuck in a rut, I start to get like a feeling like of just being stuck in a rut. And this can be like from getting work piled and piled on to me, and it'll keep piling on the more stressed I get. If it's like an occasion where I'm avoiding something really scary and stressful, I'll just avoid it until it starts like damaging me as a person. I don't do so much of this anymore, but I have in the past. And burnout is kind of a similar situation to this. It's just like something there. It's the elephant in the room you don't want to address. So express your problems. Like the earlier you do this, the better, and it's never too late. It's only gonna get later and later the more you put it off. The problem will just get bigger. So don't be like, well, dang, I should have addressed this earlier. Well, you can never go back to earlier, so you might as well do it now. Address what you were feeling. Express your problems. When you leave it in your head, it really has this way of building. I can think about being stressed, tired, or scared for like days about something, but until I actually say it to myself, like actually be like, I am sad, I am lonely, I am really stressed out, I am tired, until I verbalize what's going on, I don't have a way to attack the problem. I just don't know what it is until I tell myself. So speak it, address it. You can write it out, you can tell it to a friend. Also, side note, asking yourself like how you feel in general is a really good habit to get into. And asking like why you feel good is also a really good thing to ask. Like, why do you feel good? Why do you feel bad? Just build a vocabulary around your emotions and sort of catalog how they feel. It's surprisingly helpful. Even if you feel like you are a normal adjusted person, I would recommend trying it out. And it definitely helps you identify burnout earlier if you have more to compare it to. If you're like, well, this is what it feels like to be happy, and I don't feel like that, so there might be something going on that I need to look into. And if saying it out loud doesn't help, writing it down can also be another good outlet for it. Either way, discuss and figure it out and keep in touch with yourself. Number 5, my final tip for today. I'm sure there's like a zillion more things I could go off on, but I am late to doing this as usual. Okay, so number 5 is to delegate. I think the biggest thing about avoiding burnout for me is delegation. I couldn't do this alone. So, like, this goes hand in hand with giving up. Know what you can't do and find people that can help out. If there's, like, something you can't not do, but it's really stressing you out, for one, I'd reevaluate if you actually can't drop it in some way, or if you're just holding on to it really hard. It might mean dropping a whole lot of stuff, but, if you can't do it, you can't do it. That's one of my mantras in life. You can't do what you can't do. But if it is something really super important that you actually have to do at some point, find someone to help you out. It's okay to ask for help. Ask friends, family, employ people if you can. Maybe there's someone that needs help on something that you can do, and you can do like a little bit of a trade, because they might find your thing easy while you might find their thing easy, You can't do everything. And while it can feel frustrating to put someone else's hands all over your work in some way and not have it come out the exact way that you would do it, you need to let that part of you go. If you're too exhausted, it would have never gotten done. So you're either going to get it in this way that is like slightly not how you would like it, or not at all. So let people help you, chill out, let it go. It's chill. Like, I literally couldn't do this whole thing without Ursula's help. And she couldn't do it without me, if I'm being honest. We help each other out a lot, and we delegate, and we switch tasks depending on how we're feeling. If one of us is more exhausted, we can lean on each other. And I swear, and side note here, before I sign off, okay? Before a million of you comment that you have no friends and no one can help you, okay? Do not do that. You can find friends. There's tons of people in the comments probably feeling the exact same way as you. Ask for help instead of just, being sad about it. We have a Discord. There's lots of lovely people in there, and I'm sure someone can help you out if you say that you're really stressed out about something and feeling really burned out. There's like a section in our Discord for partners. There's a section in there for advice. Community is important, and if you don't have one, prioritize building one because it could really help you in the future. And if you're constantly feeling overburdened and you constantly feel like you can't delegate, there is a problem, needs to be addressed. Okay, thank you so much for listening to me ramble. Check me out on social media. Check Ursula out on social media too. Social media is alright, I guess. I don't know. It's a mixed bag, isn't it? That's social media. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys tonight, hopefully. If not, that's cool. I don't know what we're gonna be doing. But have fun. I guess I'll also see some of you like really soon if you guys are gonna hang out in the work stream. We can all work together. We can knock things off of our to-do list. Or we can chill if that's what we need. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.